All right, hey, good evening. Hello. Everybody ready? Yeah. I am Eric Flowers, Lieutenant of Public Affairs for the Indian River County Sheriff's Office. Covering some items that we talked about at the last press conference, just to get you up to speed. As of 11 p.m., we had 2,610 FP&L customers without power here in Indian River County. 2,610. We had 1,292 in the shelter with us. 1,292. You guys spoke about the evacuation calls that we knew. We received calls from family members or other folks about these areas that were under mandatory evacuation. We responded out to them. We have a specific nature code at the Sheriff's Office for these calls. We received a total of 21 calls. Of those, 6 people that we went on and spoke with chose to evacuate. 15 of them chose to stay. So 21 calls total. 6 of those people, after we talked to them, did decide to go ahead and evacuate. 15 of them decided to stay. So we're going to give you those updated numbers. I'm sure that you're seeing the same reports that we are about the storm. Obviously, we're optimistic, but we're guardedly optimistic. We want to remind everybody that in the next couple hours, between midnight and 2, we expect the strongest winds to come through Indian River County that we are going to see during this hurricane. We do want people to realize that even though it appears as though it's going to pass along the coast, that does not mean that in daylight hours, as soon as it becomes daylight, that you need to head out, that you need to go out. We're going to do some assessment in the next couple hours. We'll be back to speak with you at 5:30 later this morning, and we'll give you some sort of damage estimate at 5:30. We also hope to be able to give you at 5:30 some sort of time frame of when we expect it to be safe to head out, to be able to go about your day and possibly get out into your yard. The majority of calls that we're receiving at the Indian River County Sheriff's Office are about blown transformers, are about lines being down, and these are in all over the county. So we know that between standing water, flooding water, which we have those photos of, and these lines being down, folks, your yards are going to be a very dangerous place. If you step out, if you choose to step out in standing water, you're putting yourself in harm's way. So what we're asking is give us time, let the sun come up, let this thing pass, let us take a look at it, give you some sort of assessment, and then we'll give you a time frame about how we're gonna roll out, what our next steps are gonna be. So in the next few hours, we feel like we should be able to get something together to come back to you at 5:30 with an update. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, is there a curfew or alcohol ban in place yet?
There is currently not a curfew or alcohol ban in place. Depending on what we see over the next couple hours, Sheriff Lohr, County Administrator Jason Brown will meet. They'll have that discussion, and they'll make a determination either later this morning or tomorrow on whether or not we're going to do that.
Have Sheriff Office or Fire Rescue stopped responding to calls yet?
Both are still responding to calls.
Do you know what the wind speed would have to be for you guys to stop?
There's no specific wind speed, and it's going to be, up to the watch commanders, the folks who are out there actually on the ground. I can tell you, I looked at the numbers recently, and at the Vero Beach Airport, we were seeing over 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 50, 60 miles an hour. So certainly we're getting into areas of concern, and we know that between midnight and 2, it's going to be the most dangerous out there. So we're monitoring that situation actively, and if we do need to take those folks off the road, it will be in the near future.
Do you have anything about power outages for the city of Vero Beach?
I do not have their numbers. No, I do not.
What about the status of the county's sewer water system, drainage system? We have any problems with that with the basin rainfall?
Have you guys heard any? No problems?
No outages.
Yeah, we've had no issues, no problems reported.
Have you had any reports of injuries related to the storm yet?
Not that I'm aware of, not through our dispatch center. There's been standard calls. A lot of it really is power lines down. People are seeing sparks, they're seeing power lines rub against trees, they're seeing transformers explode. Those things are happening out there, and that's the majority of our calls right now.
Have you had any actual reports of damage yet besides the power lines and transformers?
We have some photos of preliminary, trees down and things like that, but nothing, no major structural damage. We haven't had any reports like that.
Any reports of damages to county-owned buildings or property?
No.
None at this time.
None. All right, guys, we'll be back at 5:30 with the next update. Thank you.